what I want to show you in this vid is how to fit the sump. You know what I mean? It might sort of sound pretty straightforward, this and that, but there's a sort of little way I go about it that's not too bad and doesn't seem to leak. And just by you watching it, you probably get the idea, like, oh yeah, fucking yep, just like that, no worries. So basically, what I've done now anyway, before the sump goes on, I always lube the cam up again because this is a fresh engine, so whatever. Anyway about that. So this is it. It's all sitting there ready to go. Sump's ready to get bolted on, right? So what's going to happen is, first of all, we've got the pickup on here. I'll put the sump on, right? So I'll grab the sump and I'll just put it on. No rubbers, no gaskets, no nothing. And just to see if the pickup hits inside the sump. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is just lower this over it. Like that. Just drop her on. Now you sort of look at it and go, oh yeah, that looked like it fucking landed pretty neat. So I'll grab each corner and try and rock it. See, that there's pretty much, that's no worries. That little bit of rock that you see there, that's fine. Sometimes you'll get a big rock or something's not right. It could be the pickup touching, holding it up a little bit. But what you got to take note of, right, is while I'm doing this now, there's no gasket on there, and the gasket will pull it up just that little bit. Then you got the rubber one that comes to the front, and a rubber one at the back here as well that goes across there, and they'll hold the sump up a little bit. So that tiny bit of rock, that's fine, that's no worries. So we're set there. So what I'll do now is pull this off and we'll start putting the gaskets down and setting her up. Let's do it. Now before we look at the gaskets and what goes on, I was just going to say, when this is in the wrong spot and your fucking sump's rocking and carrying on like a fucking idiot, you can sometimes loosen these two bolts and that will just rock that little bit, and it'll either sort of go up or down. You kind of find a spot. If not, you can be very, very fucking gently and just kind of, you know what I mean, just sort of bend it in the spot a little bit. The other thing you might want to do too is, what I do is when this is all off, I'll block all this and put the compressor in there and try and listen for any little cracks, holes, leaks or whatever in your pickup, so because you don't want none of that shit going on. So yeah, that's just something you can kind of do there. Anyway, I was just sort of showing you. But if you come over here now, I'll show you. These are the gaskets, right, to go on your sump. So that will go on the sump plug right at the end. You know what I mean? Just goes over your sump plug there and then screw it back in. So that'll go at the end. You got your two rubber ones, the rear one, the front one, and the two sort of side ones. So what I'll do now anyway is I'll just break these off and just go along and get all these free, and I'll talk back to you in a minute. And that's just how they look after they've been knocked off this. Handy hint, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You don't have to do this, but what I do is I'll just knock that little piece there off, knock it off there, knock it off there, and just say that one there. I'll just throw that in the bin, but these little bits here, throw them two in the bin, and them little bits there is pretty much some pretty fucking thick, neat gasket paper you might have to make something out of later, or whatever. So I just put them in the drawer and I get a little build up of them, and then if I need a gasket for whatever, punch them out and you got it. So just a little fucking whatever there, that's just what I do. Anyway, just to prove that I fucking do it, if you have a look in that top drawer there, they're all them bits again. So what I mean, different gasket kits, and yeah, shit just comes in handy here and there. So they go in there too, and too fucking easy. So yeah, basically from now you just get your gasket. What I sort of do is just put it up there like that and go, oh yeah, that's the one there. So what I normally do is I'll silicone the bottom. So now we know it's that way, I'll just go like that, flip it over, put it on the bench, bingo, grab the other one, do the other side, and see how it sort of wants to sit. That way there. Yep, cool. So I want to silicone the bottom of it. So I'll just get that and go boom that way on the bench. So we leave them sitting that way, just like that. And I know to myself now that all I've got to do is just silicone the tops of them, and as I turn them over, they'll fit straight back on the fucking block. We'll come to the back of it, right, and there's a little seal that goes into there. See? But there's a couple steps you got to take before you put it in there. First, you just sit that one to the side. Now, if you have a bit of a look from when the rear main seal went in, a little bit of silicone pushed out. So you just get a little screwdriver or a little pick or whatever, cut that one there off and get it out of there. So and then clean it right up in there. See, sort of like that. Let's go over it again. I'll do the other side here as well. Get it out of there. Now, once that's fairly free in there, right, it's no interference. What you want to look at is go back to this gasket here and go, okay, so you're looking at it like that has to go into there, you know what I mean? Into there like that. The way I sort of do it is I just knock them two little tiny fucking ends off, if you can see them there. So I'll just make that there flat, just so it sinks right in just nicely and not have them two little fucking ribs. So I'll go and cut them off now. If you can see the difference between them two, that one's still got the ribs and this one here doesn't. So in this case, all I've done is just grab the fucking scissors and just knock them off. The other one fucking cut a bit easier, making a liar out of me, the cunt. Anyway, like that, see that? You can use a Stanley or whatever. In this case, yeah, I've just gone fuck it, seen the scissors, using them. And that will just sink now a little bit deeper into that hole. We'll suss it out. Here we are, back to the back of the engine, and they've been cut off. So what I'll do is I'll put one side in, sort of come at it from this sort of angle, make it kind of sink in there just nice. And I'll just hold this side in, make it lump up like that, and give it a little fucking push. Sort of like that. Then have a bit of a look and you kind of go, oh yeah, yep. There's just a little gap either side, and that'll be the height of your gasket to go in there now, see? Actually stay there, and I'll just quickly show you. If you look at that height of it, then you go like that, slide that in, so that's a neat fit, and that's her, see? Just nice. Alright, let's keep moving. Now we get the longer one, alright, and that goes at the front here. So basically you see these little nipples or whatever you want to call them hanging off, they go into them holes there. Some gasket sets seem to be a little bit like it's the wrong size, and some aren't too bad. The Hemi Performance ones I find not to be too bad. They go in and they kind of hold it in there, if you know what I mean. So anyway, what I'll do is I'll just go like that, push it in. Sometimes you got to try and wiggle it, or come in from the other side and pull on it. So I'll go like this on this side too, and you can see it going into that little hole. This side you can kind of grab it from around here if you have a look. See it there? So you can grab it from around here, give it a bit of a pull, and that locks it in there. And then you have a bit of a look around your bolt holes, make sure everything's lining up nicely. Straighten it all out, make sure it's all looking fucking pretty good. Then we know we're onto a fucking winner. I like to just push on these fuckers a bit and get it sort of happening, because some, when you let them go, they'll just go boom, and they'll just pop back open, and you go, oh, fuck. In this way, it seems not too bad, and they stay sort of stuck in there. Alright, next step, let's keep moving. These are facing the right way up. All we know is we've got a silicone this side, and we can stick it straight down on the block, as you've seen sort of before, though, the right way up. So what I do here is I just get it like that, right? And there's a little bit of, just flat end, a little bit of silicone coming out, and then I'll just pretend you're fucking colouring in, do you know what I mean? Just put that little bit around it just like that, and just slightly squeeze as you go. Just straight over the holes, fucking whatever. Just like that. All the way. Now, basically what I'll do is, it's on the gasket, right? So then I'll just smear it in a little bit with my fucking finger. Just go like that, just that little bit, see? There's not a heap of fucking gasket, there's not a heap of silicone on there, but that's all you sort of really need, and that will just stick it to the block just nice. Just like that. Alright, now we get our gasket just like that. Come around to here, that slides under that one, put it along, and then we slide it back under this side here if you have a look. where we set it in before. Boom, perfect fit. You can feel it just feels nice. Go along, make sure all your bolt holes are lined up just nicely. And this, like I say, the gasket, the silicon's pretty much there just to help it sort of stick to it. Yeah, just like that. And that side's on. At this point, right, I've gone ahead and done it to the other side too. They're both on there, right? So you might be going, oh yeah, so what about, do I put silicon all across here? Do I put it all across here? Where exactly do I do it? So this is, I like to use minimal fucking sealant, you know what I mean, like the silicon. So what I do at this point is I just grab my fucking silicon again, and I'll just lift this little bit up here, and I'll just pump a bit into that fucking corner. See, like that. And like that, push it back in. So it's sitting down. Then I'll just go over it a bit too, just like that. Well, that might be a bit in that corner, but whatever, do you know what I mean? That's it there. Now I'll go ahead and do this side too. That's the other side done there as well. So what I'm doing now is just smooth it off that little fucking bit, you know what I mean? It's like that. And I'll do the same to the other side. Get it in a sort of even sort of look. Now yeah, there's a little bit in the corners there, but it's not like all over everywhere, because you don't really need it all over the fucking, basically all over here and everywhere else. So that's it. That's all the silicone I'll pretty much use, and a little bit at the back now. I'll show you. Now we're at the back, right? And if you have a sort of look here where the gasket joins up to the rubber gasket and everything, basically all I do here is just go like this. Just put that little dollop there in each side. A lot of the time I just put them together like that, do you know what I mean? And then what happens, the sump goes in and hugs all this and squishes into the corners and nothing leaks. But if you're a little bit unsure, you can go ahead and just run a little bead, you know what I mean? Just a thin one over this, just like that. Nothing too hectic. Just a thin little bead. And that'll just double up on whatever, just in case, you know what I mean? I just don't like getting too much silicone everywhere. Just go back over it like that, just up and down it a bit. It just spreads it out that little bit, and you'll make sure you grab anywhere it's touching then, if you know what I mean, when the sump goes on. So that's basically her. I'll go around, I'll do this, and then we'll get ready to start lowering the sump onto her. Basically, before we lower the sump on, just a quick recap. We've gone and stuck these down to line up with the bolt holes. We'll push the little rubber seal in neat. Put one dollop there, scuff that up along there, just so it sort of touches wherever the sump touches. Another dollop there, and a dollop in each of these corners, a fairly heavy one. You know what I mean? So, but nothing across here, nothing all across there again, and all too heavy across there. It's sort of minimal type silicone. So now, what we do is just grab the sump. I'll grab it like that now, because that way when I'm lowering it down, I'm not going to be hitting my fingers on fucking all this shit here, do you know what I mean? So if you grab it like that and kind of put it on like that and lower it down neat, it should touch just nicely. So you line the sump baffle up, there's got a baffle in it. We'll come down, find the spot, there it is. Just gently lower her on. And that's basically her. So now we'll just make sure all these are lined up and we can get a bolt in there, and then we'll just start putting bolts in it, sort of evenly spread out, and I'll just pull it down just nice. Now, as you can see, I've got two in there. Sometimes it's pays to put them on. In this case, I'm using the stainless cap heads, right? But to hold it like that on your, whether you've got a hex head or whatever, and you can kind of use it as a bit of a jimmy, and you can kind of jimmy it into the right spot, and you can hold it a bit neater and go in like that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? So, Anyway, I'm only just going to nick on these and then tighten them properly like I was saying. So what I'll do now is I always start from this middle one here. So I'll just put it in. I got my extension and it's just nicer to have it up that high, do you know what I mean? So just try and go in. Sometimes you can go like that as well. And just makes it a lot quicker. So that's caught that one. I won't go too tight, you know what I mean? Just leave it just like that. And then I'll go to the next one. So that's now what I've got there is 1, 2, 3. 3 in. And I'll go to the other side now. Put another bolt. Put it in like that, just makes life fucking a bit easier and just go down. Oh fuck yeah. So what I'll do is I'll just keep going along and just working my way out, a bit like a head gasket, you know, so I'll just go like that, them 3, there, and just sort of put them in. Sometimes you may need to sort of fucking push on it a little bit to get to free up the bolt hold or whatever. They can be shit. This one here is going pretty fucking very nicely actually. Sometimes you kind of go, fuck, it's just off, and you kind of got to use, like I said, this to kind of go like that and get it in and just start it off, and then you'll be right. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to go ahead now and just keep doing all these one at a time and whatnot, and fucking swapping sides, and once it's all neat, then we'll pull it up just nicely. Talk back soon. If you do a little walk around here now, you'll see that they're all in. They look fucking, looks fucking mint too. I like the look of that with the stainless on the cast iron. So anyway, what happens, they're all in, and I'll just start from this one again and just start nicking it up. Like that. Go to the next one. Come down on it. I'll actually go around on them, right, nick them up like this, and then go around again, then around again, then I'll leave it overnight. You come back and you'll find that they'll all drop a bit more again. You know what I mean? So that's one of the other little sort of tricks, I guess you call it. So I'll go like this, yeah, do it up to what I sort of call wrist tight, you know? It's basically roughly as tight as you can go like that with your fucking, basically as tight as you can roughly go like that with your wrist. It'll kind of come to a stop. Do them all up like that, then just give it fucking 10 minutes and do it again. You'll probably find they go a little bit further. Do you know what I mean? So and then, like I say, wait overnight after that, and they'll go fucking further again. You know what I mean? So, and then, but that last time after the overnight job, she's pretty much locked in at that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll just keep going around this, and we'll suss it back out in a sec. As you can see, right, I've done them all up, but I've left all these ones at the front. They're just sort of sitting in there. So I'll switch over to the little one now. In my case, otherwise in your case it would be the old 716. But anyway, yeah, I'm just going to do these up now and just pull it down, kind of the top one like that. Then I'll just go to the side one. Do this one up like that. Go to this one. Yeah, these ones you don't want to crank too fucking hard, you know what I mean, like the other ones, because they're only sort of little as well. See all that fucking silicone going for a walk? Fucking loves it. Yeah, and then we'll wipe the excess off. Screw that down. Oh yeah, she's all there. Alright, so just double check. You know, if you have a bit of a look over here, some people might fill all that in with silicone and all this sort of shit, you know what I mean? You shouldn't really have to do it. You should just be able to do exactly what I showed you, and that'd be right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to clean a bit of this shit off and punch a dart. And by that time, we'll be able to go back over and see if they've slackened off that little bit. Alright, talk back in a minute. Alright boys, here we are. We're back. It's been sitting about 10 or 15 now. So we'll see if they go that little bit further. See that? Just squishing down that little bit and you'll sort of feel them stop. So yeah, they're definitely going that little bit more. 100%. You can sort of just go around anywhere. Doesn't really matter about the sequence now, or it doesn't really fucking matter about the sequence anyway, but that's just the way that I go in, you know what I mean? So, go around this side. Yeah, they're all going that little bit more. That one not so much. Yeah, so that's it. That's basically how I do it. So now after this, like I said, I'll leave it overnight just like this, and then come back out tomorrow. You'll probably find they'll go that little bit more again, and that's pretty much where they'll stop. So I just changed it over. These ones here, if you take note, they don't really go too much more now, because there's, in that fucking rubber gasket, there's like a little bit of metal in there. So yeah, these ones won't pull up too much like the other one. But tomorrow they mightn't go any further, but the others probably will. And that's pretty much it. So like I say, tomorrow I'll come out, I'll double check them all, and it should be right. Also take note, if you have a look in here where we put the silicone kind of, you know what I mean? If you have a look right in here, you can see it's touched it, you know, you can see the silicone in there. So you know that the Sump's got it and pushed it down. And so what happens also with that rubber seal in there, the Sump fucking grabs it and pushes it down real neat and hugs it nicely, see? So also with this and this one, the silicone hanging out, I'll wait till tomorrow, then I'll just cut it off with a Stanley. That way it's still in the spot, you're not dragging nothing from anywhere because it's still a bit soft. Cut it off with a Stanley and fucking bingo, and that'll be her. Everything here is pretty neat. You know, what I've done there was just got my finger in there and just pulled it all off, get a rag, keep moving, and then just wipe it all off around the bolts, same as this side. Just sort of fucking finger in there like that, pull it all off, just get it all off there, wipe it all off. And if you stand back and have a look, the fucking Sump's on there. The old stainless looks good. But yes, all the exact same rules apply if you got the hex head bolts or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's fine, and that's her, boys. That's how I put a Sump on. The other thing too, if you do get a little bit worried and you're fucking a bit unsure of shit, you can go ahead and get the end of your little fucking nozzle and just silicone up all around here. And just pump it all into there, pump it all through, then just get your fucking finger and just wipe it all in nice and tight. Do it all the way around the Sump. If you're that fucking worried, you can put a bead across here, and even if you want to, you can fill the whole fucking lot up there. That's alright, but I just don't like too much silicone spilling back into the engine, if you know what I mean. So I just go the four corners, bit of this, bit of that, and job done. So you can go pump it all into that gap there, then get your finger and just go fucking wipe, and then it'll be all sucking nice and tight in there, but you shouldn't have to. So yeah, that's a bit of a rundown of how to put the Sump on, and a few things that are involved. Alright, too fucking easy. I hope you understood all of that, and you can do it yourself, and you feel fucking confident doing it. Before I forget, I just pulled the Sump bolt off then, put the gasket on, the one that was in the little bag that you can get as well, and then just put that on. Just like fucking that. And that's her. Now I'll just nick that up. If you have a look down there, she's going to seal up just fucking nicely. Alright, too easy, Mopar or fucking no car.